Receiving an inheritance from a deceased family member can be a blessing, but it can also be a curse if not handled properly. People who unexpectedly come into a pretty big quantity of money can fall into the same traps as lottery winners. The average retiree intends to leave their heirs $177,000, but many of those beneficiaries are unsure how to appropriately leverage it and possibly pass it on to the next generation. After inheriting the sum of money, more than one-third of all inheritors notice no change or a fall in their fortune. How might people claim a decrease in their net worth after getting a windfall? In the same way that lottery winners or high-paid athletes often overestimate the genuine worth of what they've received, inheritors frequently overestimate the true value of what they've received. This leads to unnecessary spending on expensive automobiles, trips, and other luxury. Spending a small bit of your inheritance instead of putting it to good use could potentially impact your life forever. As a result, make certain that the capital is properly allocated. Welcome to Cashflow Canvas, where we teach lessons about investment and money-saving techniques. If you want to make your financial future better, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for the latest updates. Make no decisions immediately away. Although you may be tempted to buy a new car or plan your next vacation right away, don't make any significant purchases until you have a strategy in place. When you receive a significant sum of money, it's difficult to predict how far you'll go and how long you'll last. It's typically considerably more than many people are used to dealing with. Furthermore, if you've recently lost a family member, the loss might make making sound judgments much more difficult. There's nothing wrong with putting the money in a savings account for a while. Allowing your inheritance to sit in the bank for a short period of time will ensure that you make the most of it. Having an emergency fund is an important part of having a secure financial future. Having 3 to 6 months' worth of spending in a savings account that will only be utilized for emergencies will keep you out of debt when unexpected needs come. When you deposit money into an investing account, withdrawing it before the original date is your last resort. This is due to the fact that withdrawing funds from investment or retirement accounts can result in penalties, taxes, and losses from selling assets at an inopportune time. Having cash reserves will allow you to sleep better at night and reduce your stress levels. If and when your income is reduced, examine whether it is worthwhile to pay off debt. With mortgage rates at all-time lows, many homeowners suggest investing any money saved from paying down their mortgage. Earning a 10% average rate of return in the stock market is higher than almost any interest rate charged by a bank for a home loan. However, the danger of investing that money must be balanced against the guaranteed return from debt repayment. Any high-interest debts, such as credit card debt, should be paid off as soon as possible because the interest rate charged is frequently 20% or higher. That is far more than the average investor can expect from the stock market. When you're debt-free, you'll have a lot more money to spend on other things. On the other hand, investing any money that would otherwise be spent on debt repayment allows it to begin compounding much sooner. Which choice is preferable dependent on your loan interest rates and risk tolerance. Investing ensures that your inheritance can increase and continue to provide for your family in the future. Simply putting money aside in a savings account or beneath your mattress isn't enough, because inflation will chip away at the value of that money. Many people are unaware that the typical rate of inflation is roughly 3%. To put it another way, in order for a dollar to retain its purchasing value, it must generate at least a 3% return, significantly more than the 1% interest rate offered by most savings accounts. If you're not sure what to invest in, do your own research and ignore anyone who might benefit from you following their recommendations. Be careful of anyone who tries to persuade you of a wonderful opportunity or of any financial counselor who may not be looking out for your best interests. No one cares about your money as much as you do, no matter how well-intentioned they appear to be. For individuals who are utterly clueless about investing, register an account with a respectable business like Vanguard and invest in the S&P 500, which will return 10% per year on average with minimum charges. Approximately half of adults feel they are falling behind on retirement savings. So, if you're one of the 20% of people who may receive an inheritance, now is the time to catch up. The amount you're left with after saving and paying off high-interest debt may appear insignificant in comparison to the amount you'll meet for retirement. That's fine, since if you invest at a 10% annual return, your portfolio will double every 7 years. If you have 20 years until you want to retire, your investments will have more than tripled, growing exponentially each year. If your retirement is on track and you're on your way to exceeding your goals, it might be time to start saving for your children's school. There are numerous methods to pay for college without depleting an inheritance. If you're falling behind on your college savings, funding an ESA or college savings account is a viable choice. Stepping over your retirement planning to support your children's school may be well-intended, but it isn't always the greatest option. Prioritize your funds because your children will have their entire lives to arrange for retirement, whereas your working years may be restricted. Furthermore, making financial progress puts you in a better position to aid your children in the future. Finally, nothing prevents you from spending a portion of your inheritance. In fact, spending is a key component of maintaining a tight financial house. Burnout is frequent and likely if all you do is pinch every penny, postpone gratification, and save for the future. People who are sick of saving and being exceedingly careful with their money may snap and make a stupid buy that wipes out all of their progress, if not more. After you've met all of your responsibilities, it's fine to splurge on a new car, trip, or home makeover as long as you have the money to cover those costs. At this time, you can also donate to a church, charity, or organization. After all, the person who left you their estate would most likely want you to enjoy the money after properly rationing it. If you are fortunate enough to receive an inheritance, you will want to do everything in your power to ensure that it benefits you and your family. Don't go out and spend it the day it arrives in your bank account. Instead, think about how you might make the most of it so that it can continue to enrich your life indefinitely. You don't want to be wondering how all the money slid through your fingers 5 or 10 years from now, which can even be an indication of a deeper problem: bad financial habits that will plague you forever. Consider debt repayment and retirement planning, as well as college money for your children. Invest in your future and donate if you choose. Finally, teach your children money management skills so they can make the most of the fortune you will leave them. As we conclude, I'd like to thank you for watching. I hope you found value in this video and learned something new, and I look forward to seeing you in our future videos. I would deeply value it if you could like this video and subscribe to our channel. Your support will help us to create more valuable content, and we can work together to secure your financial future. What are the key takeaways from this video that you can share in the comment section?